now today. You can use page 339 of your book for the same. Okay, so first we need to know and understand what is a circle. So look up here carefully. I will define the circle for you and then I will show you the video. So the circle is a set of all points that are equidistant. What do you mean by equidistant? It means they are at the same distance from a fixed point, and that fixed point or that given point is called the center of the circle. Any segment with endpoints at the center and a point on the circle is a radius. So I will draw here. Look here carefully. This is like the shape of a circle, like the shape of a bangle. There is a fixed point. This fixed point is called the center, as you can see. And if I take any point on the boundary of the circle, for example, I take this point P, and I join the center with this point P, then this is called radius. So radius is basically a segment, a distance of the fixed point center with any point on the circle. So this is the definition. I also have a very nice video for you, so I will play it now. I hope you all can see this. So the red dot that you see in the center is the point C, which is the fixed point. Then you have another point. Now I'm going to move this point P, as you can see, till we get a circle. Can you see the point P moving? Just use the chat. Put yes if you can see it. So this shape, this circular shape, the movement of the point P about the center. This is fixed radius. As you can see, the length is 3. So this is the shape of a circle. So this is the definition. Coming for your curriculum, we have circles in standard form. So we will use the notation h comma k. As you can see, this is the circle shape. You have x-axis, this is your horizontal, this is your vertical axis. At the center, you have the point h comma k. So remember, the center has coordinate. The x coordinate is denoted by h. The y coordinate is denoted by k. So we are joining this point and then we get the radius. Radius is denoted by always small letter r. I hope this is fine. And this is the shape. Now we want to know the equation, right? Because in your exam, you will be getting questions where you have to solve circles, or you have to write the equation of a circle in standard form. So I will show you now. This is the red box. So I'm going to give you a minute to write this. I'm putting a star here to tell you that this equation is important. It can come in your exam, and we have this equation denoted by x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square. So what are these variables? Let's understand. The center, we already know, has the x coordinate h and y coordinate k. R is the radius, which will usually be given to you, else there will be 2 points given to you. So we will just see shortly what kind of questions can come. We will be solving the equation of a circle with center h comma k and radius r very shortly. Okay, so please learn this formula for the standard form of the circle with center h comma k and radius r. So this red box is very, very important. Take a screenshot for the formula sheet and put it on the chat, one of you, and then we will go to the first question. Okay, so this is the equation. We know this is the equation of the circle in the standard form. However, if the center is given to be origin means if the center is here. Can you see this picture? The difference between the two pictures is in the first one, the center is not at 0, 0. It is any coordinate h comma k. In that case, you will use this first formula. However, if the center is at the origin, as you can see in the second picture, this blue dot 0, 0 means the x coordinate and the y coordinate both are 0 for the center. In that case, the first equation will reduce to the second one. So x square plus y square equal to r square. This is the second standard form of the equation for the circle. Okay, so this is very, very important. You have to learn these two formulas. This is the formula sheet for this lesson. and we will now solve some questions. So this is the first example. I'll give you a minute to read. And because it's a word problem, while we are reading, we will also highlight important information. So let's read it together. Write an equation given the radius. Appliances Plus More offers free delivery within 35 kilometers of the store. This is important. Then Abu Dhabi Emirate store is located at 100 kilometers north and 45 kilometers east. So this is how you will highlight the important information, and I hope you are noticing that the direction is important for this question. 100 kilometers north and 45 kilometer east is given. So we will just draw in a few minutes the direction diagram to understand and solve this question. What the question is asking, let's read. Write an equation to represent the delivery boundary of the Abu Dhabi store if the origin of the coordinate system is the corporate office. Okay, so we also know the important information, as you can understand from the statement of the first line, that the radius here is 35 kilometers. R is there. Now let's draw the figure for the diagram. So this picture which I put here is called direction diagram. So what does it show? As you can see, this is the center. Then if we go up, we have north direction. If we go down, we have south. If we go left, we have west direction. If we go right, we have east direction. So this direction diagram is important to locate correctly the center coordinates. Why did I draw this? Because if you see here, it says 100 kilometers north. So can I say I will go up 100 kilometers first, and then I will go to the right 45 kilometers so that we can get the center coordinate. This dot in the center origin is the corporate office. From here, we are going up 100 kilometers, as you can see in the animation, and then we go right 45 kilometers. So this is the blue dot which represents the center or the location of the Abu Dhabi store. So from this center, h comma k, we have easily got h is 45 because it is the distance on the x-axis, and y is 100 because it is the distance on the y-axis. So we know the center coordinates, we know the equation, let's plug in. So we need to find the equation, which is in standard form. So this is the formula. I will use x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square. Let's put the value. H is how much? 45. K is how much? 100. And we also know the value of r. So when you put it in the equation, this is the final answer, which is the equation that represents the delivery boundary of the Abu Dhabi store, or the equation of the circle in standard form. Okay, so this one I want you to try. I'll give you a few minutes to try. Seems similar to the question that we just now solved. It's like a practice for you. So I will now just go back and check for the attendance. Okay, so you are getting all the information for the question here. We still have only 5 girls. Okay, no problem. Okay. So quickly, just solve the question and then we will move forward. I'll give you 3 minutes to complete this question, then we'll check your answer. You can put your answers in the chat. Okay, so let's continue. I hope everybody has solved this question. Put your answers in the chat. And I hope you have got the correct values for your radius, which is 30 kilometers, H and K, which are 3 kilometers west, 4 kilometers south, and this is the standard equation. I want you to notice that in this question, the values of the center H, K are negative. So when you put it in the equation, it becomes positive. Okay, let's now move forward to example 2. Now look here carefully. In this question, we need to write the equation of the graph. Is the center given to us? Let's see. Yes, this is the point of the center. So for center, the coordinates h, k are given to you as -3, 1. So can I say h is -3, k is 1? These are the coordinates of the center. Then if you take any other point on the circle, these are the coordinates. 2 and -1. So we will use these 2 points and we will use distance formula to calculate radius. Can I say this C and this point say P? If I join, what I'm getting is my radius. So let's calculate the radius because we need the radius to write the equation of the circle in the standard. So I will use distance formula. My radius, we will put the values of these points as you can see. So in place of x, y, I will write here. In place of x, y, I'm putting the point 2, -1. And in place of h, k, I'm putting the coordinates of the center. So just plug in these numbers and get your radius. Use your calculator. This will come out to be 29. So this is the value of r square. I can go back to this equation and put in place of the right side r square the number 29. So now already I know h, k. We can put the values and this is how the final answer is going to look like. So if you look carefully, in this question, we use the equation of the circle in the standard form 2 times, right? One time to calculate the radius and second time to give the final answer where we put the values of the center and the radius. Okay, I hope this is fine. Now I'll give you a question to try. So let's do question A together and B would be your homework. So this is homework. Let's do this one. Okay, now first of all, I want you to look at the circle and tell me the coordinates of the center. Do you see? H, k, how much? Center is 0, 0, origin. So the standard form of equation for the circle that I will use is x square plus y square equal to r square. Okay. Now, to get my radius, I need to use this point. So let's put in. So what I'm going to put in place of x and y, I will put the point 1, 5. And in place of h, k, I will put the center, which is 0, 0 or origin. So when you do that, the point comes out to be 1 square plus 5 square equal to r square. How much is my r square? You can use calculator. 5 square is 25 plus 1, 26. So this is my value. So I can write the equation now, x square plus y square equal to r square, which is 26. So this is going to be my final answer. Okay. Now you can try question number B as your homework. I have provided the final answers in the pink box. Okay. That completes the first part.
Wait, can you look? I want to write the question, the homework.
Okay. You can also take screenshots, girls, in the middle, and you can put it in the chat. Especially, it will be helpful for the girls who are absent. Okay?
Okay.
Can I change now?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we start example 3, let's go to the chat and check for your screenshots. I hope you girls are putting. I will put one for you. This is for example 2. Very good, Salama. I see your correct answer in the chat. Excellent. Let's go to example 3 now. Okay. So for this example, we are given the endpoints of the diameter. So from the endpoints of the diameter, in step 1, we will calculate the center because we know center is always in the middle. So if I draw a picture here for you, look carefully. For example, this is your circle. This is your diameter. I hope you know that diameter passes through the center always, and that the center is always in the middle of the endpoints of the diameter. So if my diameter, just let's assume, is AB, the first point is A, the second point is B, coordinates are given to you as you see, then my center, which is H comma K, you all know, is in the middle. So that's why we are using midpoint formula. Make sure you learn this formula also because we will use it for all the questions where the diameter endpoints are given. So if you see the question with the endpoints of the diameter given to you, to get to your center, you will add them and divide by 2. Okay, so what do we do? Basically, if I take x coordinate, 3 plus 1 divided by 2, how much? It will be 4 divided by 2, so 2. Similarly, for y coordinate, minus 3 plus 5 divided by 2. So this is 2 divided by 2. So 2 comma 1 are the coordinates of the center. I hope this is fine. Now, once we get the center, the only other thing that we need is the radius to write the equation. And as you know, the standard form of equation that we will use is this one for the question. So your final answer should be this equation: x minus h whole square plus y minus whole square equal to r square. So in step 2, we will put the value of the center and we will also calculate the radius. Now for radius, we need the length of the diameter, and that is where we will go for the distance formula. So if you remember that radius is the half length of diameter. So that is why in this question, because we only know the diameter endpoints, these two, we will put them in this formula of distance formula. You have already done this formula before. Do your calculations, get the length of the diameter. So here it is square root 68, but I need radius. I will divide this by 2 and my radius will come out to be the value that we will put in this formula. So now just plug in, you know your center. Center is how much? H comma K is 2 comma 1. You know your radius. Radius is square root 68 over 2. Now see, you must be wondering how we get this. So look here carefully. So this is the value of radius. So I will do r square. Why I do r square? Because in the equation we need not r but r square. So I'm doing square. So I will do like this. Now use your calculator. When I take square, the square root goes 68 only. And what is the square of 2? 4. So can you divide and tell me what you get?
Miss 4.12.
How much?
I mean 17.
It should come 17, right?
Yeah.
That's why your r square is 17 value. So be very, very careful. Some of you will do the mistake in calculation. That's why I do this for you. And that's how your radius square is 17. Now you have all the values, just put it in the equation. And your final answer is x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square equal to 17. So take a screenshot, put it in the chat. And this is the final answer. Now you girls will do for me one question. I will show you. Can I change?
Yes.
Okay. So I will want you to try question 1 right now as classwork. And then this question you will do as your homework. One of you can put the picture in the chat so that the girls know the homework for today. And we will now give you 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to try a part. I will be on mute for some time. Do the question, put your answers in the chat for me. Okay, so let's continue now. I hope you have solved the first question, A part. So these are your correct answers. You can check. And now we'll proceed with example 4. Everybody can see, right? So in the chat, let's see. Very good. Salama has put the correct answer. Others also, please try. Let's continue with example 4 now. So here we need to find the center and the radius of the circle. However, we are already given the equation. So till now we did not do this kind of a question. Here we also have to do the graph. Very, very easy. Drawing the graphs for circles is much easier than parabola, which we've already done in class yesterday. So take out your graph sheet and let's do the circle. Okay, so first question, what is the center of the circle? This is in standard form. Can I say the center is 0, 0, the origin? Yes. So the point where the x and the y axis meet, there we are going to mark the center of the circle. The radius is given by this side. This is actually r square. So if r square is 16, how much is r? Square root. It will be both plus and minus, but radius being a distance cannot be negative. So we will only choose radius as positive, plus 4. So we know the center, we know the radius. Let's do the graph now. So this is your graph sheet. I hope you all can see. We will first mark the center with the red dot, which is at 0, 0. Then we will measure using our compass the radius, which is 4 units. So can I say this is the point and this is the point? How I know these 2 points? Because I know my radius. Look here. So on the y-axis, x is 0. So 0, 4, this point. And on the x-axis, 4, 0. So I will join these 2 points with a circle. And what about the negative side? Can I say it will meet the negative x also at this point, negative 4, 0? And similarly, negative y at 0, minus 4. So the circle of this equation, x square plus y square equal to 16, will pass through all of these 4 points, as you can see. So now we will join the circle. This is the equation. This is the graph of the circle, x square plus y square equal to 16 in standard form. So I hope you agree that the graphs, drawing the graphs for the circle is so easy. So just first mark the center, then mark the radius, mark the 4 points and join. You can use your compass from the geometry box for drawing the circle perfectly. It should be a perfect circle if the graph comes, okay? So you can try for more questions. Now, before we go to the next part, let's discuss one question, this one. So tell me, what is the center of this circle? Anyone? It's in standard form origin, similar to the last question just now which we did. How much is the center? The coordinate 0, 0. Now radius comes from this side. So this is r square. So if your r square is 100, how much is r? Remember, it will be positive. Square root of 100 is 10. So this is my center and radius. So the graphs for these 2 equation of the circle will look like this. Okay. So this completes example 4. Now, what if we have a circle which is not in standard form? How do we solve that? So for that, we will be using the method that we use for parabola also, completing the square. This is very, very important question. I think a similar question will come for your ministry exam. So please pay attention when I solve this one. So this is the equation. Definitely it is not in standard form. So first I will write the standard form, x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square. I want in this form. So let's start to complete. For that, we will, collect our x with x, y with y. Can I say x has these two terms and y has these two terms? So I can group my x with x and y with y. First step is okay, right? Now I want to make perfect squares. So in order to make perfect square, we will use completing the square method, which I already teach you for parabola. So let's write the extra steps here. So this is the term which I want to complete. I will change color to make it easy for you. Pay attention. This is the middle term. So we are using, sorry,
Sorry for late.
who's that?
Afra Khalid.
Just put it in the chat. Keep your mic on mute.
Okay.
So we are going to complete the square now, girls. For that, we will use this number -8. I hope you remember that we divide this by 2. So we get -4. And now we need to add and subtract the square of this number. So I will again change the color just to make it easy. So this is the number whose square I'm going to add and subtract. So this comes out to be 16. So that means for this first part, I'm going to add 16 and subtract 16, right? Now the sign is negative. So can I say the identity that will be used will be a minus b whole square? So this is the identity I will use for completing the square. For the first part where it is negative, for the second part where it is positive, I will use a plus. So please, whatever I'm writing is not given in your book. You can keep the notes. So that's how you get the next step. This one, where you complete the square. Okay. Similarly, for this one, if you see 12 is given, so what will be the number that we will add and subtract? Divide by 2, 6. So 6 square. So 36 is the number that we add and subtract. That's how you get this 36. Okay. So for this part, I have got x minus 4 whole square, y plus 6 whole square. I will again change the color. Now look here. So this part of the equation will give me the first part for the equation for standard form, and y plus 6 whole square will give me this part. Okay, so I will use these two parts, 1 and 2, and the remaining numbers that you have, -16, -36, I'll move on the other side, so they will be added. Sign will change. So finally, 12 plus 16 plus 36, all these numbers, you can use your calculator. It will come out to be 64. We have got the equation of the circle in standard form. Now the question had asked you to convert to standard form and also to find the center and radius. So let's do that also. Center is h comma k, radius is r. So h, let's compare, is 4. K, let's compare, has negative sign. And r square is 64. So radius will become 8. Why? Because we take the square root. So r square equal to 64. So r is square root. We take the plus sign, as I told you before also, because radius is distance. It cannot be negative. Okay, so this was an important question. I would like you to try one question yourself now. Before we close, we have a few minutes. So this is a final answer. You can take a screenshot and put it in the chat for the girls who are absent. And now we will do the last part, which is the graph. So look at the graph. 4 comma minus 6. This is the center. Radius is 8 units. I move, I find the 4 points, and then I join these with the blue circle, and this is the final graph of the circle in standard form. Very important question. I am quite sure that one of these questions will come for your EOT term 2 for grade 10. Okay, so practice it. This will be your...
Wait, Miss, can you repeat how to graph it?
It's the same way, Salama, like we did for the last one. So first you do the center. This is the center. Can you see my cursor moving?
Yeah.
This point. So the center is what? 4 comma minus 6. Where is 4? Here. Where is minus 6? Here. So can I say this is my center? Okay. Now radius is 8. That means I have to go 8 units here, 8 units here, 8 units here, and 8 units down. So how much is this radius? 8. So from 4, I will move to 12. Yes or no? You get me, Salama? This is 8 units, huh? So
Yeah.
that means this point is how much? 12, comma, minus 6, right? Similarly, I have to go 8 units up, 8 units down, 8 units left. So if this is 4, 8 units here would become at the point minus 4. Okay, so that's how I get this point. Then I need the above point also. That means from this minus 6, I have to go up how many units? 8 units. So this is 6 plus 2. This total is 8 again. It's okay?
Yes.
Similarly down 8 units. So I get another point. I join these 4 points. I use compass and make the circle. Okay, try this one as your homework. And I'll be on mute for some time till you girls can try for another 3 to 5 minutes. Solve the question. You can put the answers in the chat.
Miss, what's the question?
Okay, I will show you now. Okay, so with that, we've almost completed the lesson. I have put here the answers for you so that you can check your answers. And before we end the session, I'd like to remind you that the important questions from the book are in the presentation. You can try them. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me tomorrow in class. Okay, so we are going to stop here. And before we end, I'd like to just ask you for the next session. Just 1 minute. Okay, so